Alright guys, today we are going to code that kind of effect. So let me just check. Yes, 100%. So that kind of hover effect in pure CSS. So whenever you have a gallery or a portfolio or whatever, you can add that kind of stuff with the social icon right there and some information here. Okay, so great. You can find the source code in description. You can find the starter folder and the final source code if you want to use it. And the image comes from Unsplash. It's a very popular image, so everybody uses it for front-end project or whatever. It is a free image. So we will just start right there. We do have a simple folder with an index HTML, a style CSS, and a little reset, and we are going to use open sans right there, which is there. Okay, and so in the resources, yeah, we do have the social icons, so Dribble, GitHub, whatever, and the image right there. Great, so let's get started. Okay, let's open it, and we are good to go. So we will need to create that gallery, so we will create a big list, pretty much. So up. We will just open this and that, and I will zoom for those who watch me with their phones. Okay, great. So right there, ul.gallery, and we will need to create one li.profile card. Inside it, we want that big image, okay? So basically right there, that big image, we can create image.profile emg, great. So it will come from resources/profile1.jpg, great. And inside the alt, you can put something like profile, great. So after the image right there, we are going to create another list, a nested list, with this side social class right there. Okay, so inside it, I want to create some link. So it will be the social icons right there. So basically image resources/icon/github.svg, and you can put GitHub icon. Great. So you just need to copy it and paste it 2 times. Okay. And right there, you will just change a GitHub by Dribble. Okay, which is a design website, and LinkedIn. Okay. Great. So we do have our image, our site social right there, social, and we can create the information at the bottom. So div.profile info, and inside it a paragraph profile name, and I've put a made-up name, Ludovica Rabozzi. Okay, and below it, profile work, front-end developer. Great. So basically it's done for our HTML, okay? So you just need to copy it, well, a lot of time, I guess 12 times. Okay, so 4 by 3, it's 12 indeed. So you just need to copy it to have a 12 card like that, if you want the exact same result. But for now, you can just keep it like that if you want to, okay? Because we are going to style one card, and whenever that card will be finished, you will just have to copy and paste it if you want. Okay, so let's jump into the CSS right there, and we just zoom it. Okay, and we can go there. So for the gallery, we will have a max width of 1500 pixels, margin 0 auto to center it, padding 100 pixel top and bottom, and 10 pixel left, right. Display grid, and it will be interesting there because we will use grid template columns, repeat, autofill and not autofit, 300 pixel. So basically there, to see it clearly, we need to reduce the size of the image. So we will just put image 50 pixel right there. Okay, great. So if you come there and you right click inspect, and so basically you will find something like that, but you can undock it with the 3 dots right there, undock it. and you will see a little grid in the elements effects. Okay, so this is a visualization, and if you click on it, you will see what it does. Okay, so basically with autofill, it will try to fill the first row with as many columns as it can. Yeah. So 300 pixels right there. Okay, so basically I have one element right there, and then it tries to fill every other columns right there, even if there is no element. Okay, there are no more elements. So basically, if I put autofit, it will just create one column for the element that is present in our code. Okay, so this is not the same actually. This is not the same, and autofill will fill as much columns as it can. After that, we can use justify content center. So we are not with flexbox, we are with grid. This is a perfectly valid property with grid too, and basically it will center it because, okay, so again, if I just hover it, you can see at the left side and at the right side that there are some available space, okay? And if we don't put justify content center, it will not be centered, the grid will not be centered in its parent, so to say, okay? So we need to do that. And with justify content center, we can see more clearly the difference more clearly, okay? If I put autofit right there, it will center the lonely column right there, okay? And if I put autofill, we will have that list effect with the element fixed at the left side, you see? Okay, so that's very great. That's very great. We do want the auto rows, so the automatic rows, to be 300 pixels. A grid gap, so a gap between the elements, to be 10 pixels. And a list style type, none. We do not want the little bullets of the list bullets. Okay, great. So we do have some 300 by 300 square right there. So it starts to look exactly like that, okay? Great, so we can continue on profile card, position relative, because we will have some absolute position children, overflow hidden to hide those children, cursor pointer, a border 1 pixel solid B7, 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 5A, and a transition on the transform property. 0.4 is out. So what's going on there? The transition right there is because when we are going to hover a card, you'll see that there is a little scaling effect. It scales down, you see? So the whole card scales down, so it's great. And then we want to hide what is below, and on the left side, our site social right there, and our information panel right there. So this is why we put overflow hidden, and so position relative, so the information and the social icon will be relative to the parent. All right. So for the profile IMG, width 100%, height 100%, and whenever you specify an absolute, so to say, value right there, you will force the image to have a certain proportion. You need to add object fit cover, so it will keep the good ratio, okay, of the original image. This is very important. Great. So our image right there is working nicely. Now we will take care of the site social. And for now, we can just comment the overflow hidden, just to see what's going on clearly. So Control KC up, or Control/2. Okay, it's working. Great, so position absolute top 0, height 100%, and list style type none. Okay, great, so we do have our icons right there. We need to take care of it, so side social A, they will take a width and a height of 35 pixels, a border radius of 50% to transform them into a circle, margin to add some space between them. Great. Then a border 1 pixel solid 999, PG color of 1B, 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 Great. But for now, it's not yet working, okay? Because our A right there are display inline. And to make this work, we need to add a display flex, because flex is block flex by default. So display flex right there. Okay, great. And now there are block flex. So when you put flex right there, it's like block flex, okay, under the hood. And you can also add the value inline flex if you want some inline flex, okay? So flex right there we will use the justify content center and align item center to center the images inside the little A that are little block right now, okay? So basically it will work, but we need to side social A image. We need to put a width of 80% right there. Okay, great. So what we see below the images are the link, okay? And the images are perfectly centered into the link because of display flex right there. And we can put a width and a height to those links, which are inline by default, so they cannot accept it by default, because we put display flex, which is the equivalent of block flex, okay? Great, so that's working, and now there will be a little animation on the link. So we need also to add there transform translate x minus 100%, and let's see what it does. So it's right there, but it's not perfectly out of the box. Why? Because there are some margin right there. So we need to put a calculation there, calc minus 100% minus 10 pixel, which is 5 plus 5, okay, on the left and the right. And now they are perfectly out of the box, okay? And they will have a transition on transform, 0.2 seconds is in out. All right, great. So basically it's working. It's working. And we are going to create the animation at the end, okay? So not now, not for now. We will style the information, and after that we will create the hover animation. So bear with me. So profile info. Let's start to style this thing. So position absolute 2, but bottom 0. A width of 100% of the card, a padding of 10 pixels to make the design breathe, BG color 0C1, so 0C1 D42, okay, kind of dark blue. So I took the blue out of the pullover, the cloth of the woman right there. Okay, so this is the same blue. Okay, so great. Border top 1 pixel, solid, hashtag 9999997B 999. Okay, great. So text align center, transform translate Y 100% right there. Okay, so it will be pushed bottom right there. Okay, and it will have a transition on the transform, 0.3 seconds is in out. Okay, great. So everything is kind of ready, but the text right there is not very beautiful yet. So we need to style it. Profile name, font size 20 pixel, font weight 600, margin button 5 pixel, and for the color I took EHD295. Okay, so the color, I took the color out of the chick. Yeah, this is the right word, chick right there. So that kind of orange color right there. Okay, and then for the profile work, the font size will be a little bit lower, 16 pixel. The font weight 2, 500. The style, the font style will be italic. The color will be DAB 651. And the font fam will be railway, else sans serif. Great, 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 great. So you see how right there I do play with the italic, the font weight, different color and everything. This is what makes a design beautiful, is when you pay attention to, you really take care of everything, especially the text. So you try to create different things, okay? So not the same color, not the same font weight, style, etc. Okay, so that's looking great actually. That's looking great. Now we need to create the animation. So let's go there. So whenever I hover the card, so profile card, hover, then profile info, and right there I will also put side social. Okay. So basically, to duplicate the line, you need to press Shift Alt, arrow down, right there, or arrow up will also work. Okay, great. And the comma right there, we just select this and that. Okay, so this is the end in CSS. So side social A there. Okay, side social A. So transform translates 0. Okay, let's see what it does. It's working just great. Okay, as simple as that. Then we will copy this thing, because we want to add a delay to our social icons right there. So I will paste it right there, and I will put colon, yes, nth child 1. So for the first icon, I will put a transition delay 0.1 second, and you can just copy it, paste, and for the second icon you put 0.2 seconds and 0.3 seconds. Okay, great. So now we do have a delay effect. You see how it works? Okay, so it's working, it's lovely, and we do need a last animation. This is the scale down animation. Okay, so we will just come there. So whenever I hover the profile card, it will transform and it will scale to 0.95. So minus 5% if you want. 1 is 100% of the size, and this is minus 5. And I will also use a box shadow, but I won't animate box shadow because it's not good to animate box shadow in terms of performance. I will just change it, so it will be pretty fast, pretty quick, and it's okay in terms of performance. So 0 on X, 0 on Y, 0 on blur, and 3 pixel spread, and F1, F1, F1. So it will just surround the box, you see? So I will just remove the grid effect. Okay. So you see that white thing is the box shadow. So it's not an animation, it's instant. Okay, so it's fine in terms of performance. So great, that's working. So indeed, we need to modify some things. So the overflow, indeed, where it is. Overflow right there. So on the profile card, just remove the overflow. So whenever you have a big chunk of code, try not to scroll to find it. You really need to master the search in VS Code or whatever. So Control F, and you can search for whatever you want, okay? Profile or body or whatever. It will be much more efficient. Great, so you see that it's working. It's working nicely. But if you focus on the text right there, you will see a weird effect. Okay, so we cannot really see it right there. Maybe if it's slower. So yeah, but actually info right there. Maybe if it's slower. Let's see. Yeah, well, it's a bit hard to see. Yes, we do see it. Try to focus on the text. At the end of the animation, there is a little tweak, a little flicker, a little strange thing. It's because we are animating a text with transform and transform scale, especially. Okay, So it's a bit buggy if you do that, but there is a way to handle that thing. Okay, so let's find that way. We will put it below profile work right there. So profile name and profile work. So basically the two texts, we will add the will change property, will change transform. So you are going to change, you are going to get transformed to be transformed, and the browser will make some, well, how to say that? Some calculation to make it work better, okay? It will spend more resources on it to make it work better. So basically, don't use it on every item in your code, okay? Don't do that at all. But if when you have an animation, a transition or whatever, you see that the effect is not perfect, like it's a bit flickering or whatever, try to add that property and it will magically work, okay? So just on some item when there are some little problem. And right now, it's just perfect. Look at the text. There is no flicker at the end. There is no flicker, it's just working great. If we don't put it, there is a little flicker effect. Look. Now, you see? It's a bit blurred, but just a little bit, and at the end, up, it's just go a little bit down, okay? So just add will change transform and it will work better. Okay, so that was a little trick. And also, I will show you another trick. So whenever we are in a course mode, what is a course mode? So if you inspect, if you open the DevTools, and if you go to toggle device toolbar, you will be in a course mode. Look at the cursor right there. It will be a kind of dot. Okay, so it is mimicking, copying the finger when you are on your mobile or tablet or whatever. Okay, and whenever we are in a course mode, we want to see all the information at once. We do not want to click on it to activate the effect, okay? So there is a media query for that. At media pointer course, okay, so I don't know what is happening right there. Pointer course right there, okay? And we will take profile info and side social A, transform translate 0, okay? And profile card hover, transform none, and box shadow none. So basically the effect will be there at first. There won't be any animation or whatever, because in mobile and tablet, in a pointer course mode, you don't want to add that kind of effect, okay? Because there is no hover in a mobile and tablet, just the kind of click with the thumb. Okay, great. So now, whenever we are in course mode, right there, you see that it's already showing everything. And if we go back there, now we do have our animation. So yeah, we need to handle the transition duration. So right there, you can put again 0.3 seconds. Lovely. Okay, and to finish, we will, well, first we will add every li right there. So you can just copy that and just paste it to have 12 same cards. So I will just put my source code right there, Control V. Okay, great. So now we have everything. And when we resize it down at a certain point there, I think that it's not perfect. There is too many space right there. There are space there and there on the left side and on the right side. So we can handle that too. Right there. At media max width 630 pixels. The gallery will take a grid template columns of min max auto 550 pixels, grid auto rows auto, and grid gap 50 pixels. So look, max width, okay. So maybe just there. So yeah, 650 pixel, maybe 650 pixel. Great. So whenever we scale down, it will just take the whole space right there, just like that. And I think it's a little bit better, actually. It's a little bit better. Or we could also put an auto row to 300 EC. No, it's not working very well. Yeah, maybe 500 pixel. Yeah, would be better. So let's try it out. F12, and you just go to toggle device toolbar, and yeah, that's looking great. So I just resize down, and right there, it's a bit better, I think. Yes, and we can just scale down until 320, and it's just working great. So CSS Grid is really nice, but don't hesitate to change it at some point with some media queries, okay, to create another grid or something, yeah, like another grid. So basically, min-max here will be either 450 pixel or auto, which is the full width of the parent. Okay, great. All right, so that was how to create a gallery with a nice, stylish hover effect. I hope you've liked it, and see you for another video. Ciao.